Welcome back. We earlier talked about summer is already, we're entering, the middle of summer, and the weather is beautiful, and probably people go on vacations. The question that remains is that where would we spend our vacations? How would we spend it, especially for students? They might like have a couple of months. And the best way to spend their vacations, and also the most convenient also for their parents. And we're very delighted to be having with us over the phone Dr. Nazly Tawfik. She is family relations and human development expert. Good morning, Dr. Tawfik.
Good morning, dear. How are you?
How are you? I hope you're doing fine. First of all, let us talk about the best tips currently for a family and their children to spend their summer vacation. What type of ideas could be provided for parents to provide a good vacation and accommodation for their kids, a summer vacation?
First of all, I believe that the summer vacation is a very good opportunity for both parents and kids to gather around the table, as they say, and be together, finding some time more than during the school times or because that's the only time we can really meet. And during that timing, it's the best thing to do is that we would make the best out of it by making good conversations, by listening more to each other, by trying to be more closer, to understand each other more. I believe that the best thing we do is get closer to each other, try to understand each other more, try to see the points of view and the points that we were arguing about when we were not free to really tackle these points. I would start with that, even if it would be like we would agree on what we would do in the summer vacation. We would sit and put like an agenda or something. Have it like a balanced one between fun, education. Yes, education during even the vacation, because education is not like a punishment or something. It's more about like I'm educating myself. I'm keeping myself more enlightened. So I would start by having like a good deal and an agreement between both the parents and the kids.
Right. Well, usually, by the advent of time and by the digitalization of our lives on every front, the type of vacation, the momentum is very different. The type of vacation that we used to spend, and it would be so much convenient for us as kids or as teenagers, would be totally different and inconvenient for current generation. So probably because they are dominated, they are under a lot of pressure because of the social media, because of the internet, because of the digital life. Probably they're not living, in a real life. They don't go to read a book as we used to do. They don't go to watch a movie. Everything is at the tip of their hands. So how do we cope with that change in our lives and try to push our children and kids towards a more realistic life?
Yes, I agree with you, because nowadays the new generations, they have a very different culture, very different life, very different approach to life and to the media and to everything than we used to have our life. The best thing would be acceptance. We need to accept that they are different. It's about us more, that because they don't know what we live. They didn't see it with us. We saw both faces. We saw where we were, and we can see now where the kids are. So it's more about us. We have the more experience, so we get to know how to really tackle these things, and we try to let them see what they are missing. I wouldn't try to push them. I would try to accept more what they are in. I would try to empathize with them and tell them in a way or another, and not tell them, I told them by my own attitude, by my own doing, what they are really missing. I would start doing the things that we used to do. If it's more fun, I would start going out. If we are at the sea or something, I would start going to the sea. I wouldn't keep holding my mobile and putting my face into it, and then I would ask them to leave the screen. I would start doing it myself. If by that time they would start to like see, there's something that I'm missing. I need to like maybe I can explore what my mother is doing. Maybe I can go with her next time. Maybe they would start like opening up the doors to themselves and trying to look from a different vision. I mean,
Right. Also, talking about some parents tend to build perfection for their kids. I mean, for their even if they since they're at their early ages, and they try to push them towards perfection, whether in their leisure life. I mean, like in sports, like in whatever hobbies they are pushing them to participate in, or in their academia. They try to push them into a certain curricula so that they can work summer and winter time in order so that they could be an A+ student, so that they could finish school quickly and go to college earlier. They want their kid to be a sports hero. They want them to be a top-notch in that particular sports game. So that would mean that they would won't have any leisure time, no recreation at all. They would continue working day and night, and that they might, I mean, hold a golden medal. They might become an A+ student, but would that be healthy for their, I mean, psychological life?
anything that's being pushed is not healthy. Anything that under the naming of perfection is an illusion, because there's nothing called perfection, okay? There's no perfection. There's always better. There's always better. There's always better. So if I start to look for the perfection, this means I'm judging. This means it's like I'm taking my child and judging if he's perfect enough or not. It's like it's actually giving the other signal and giving different message that I want to convey to the kids, because I'm telling them you're not good enough and I want you to be good. You're not perfect. I need you to be perfect. And there's no such thing as perfection. So actually what I'm doing is I'm putting the child into a dilemma and a myth that he won't reach. I'm like telling them, I need you to reach this goal, but this goal is not reachable after all. So it's like I'm really frustrating the kid. I'm telling them you're not good enough. Have a lack of self-worth. Don't trust yourself enough because you're not reaching this goal. That's from the point of view for the perfection. As for the pushing, the more I push, the more the kids would rebel back. I mean, they would not accept it. The more I would want them to do something, they would want to do the other thing. They wouldn't want to accept because they feel pushed, they feel pressured. They feel like, why do you want me to do what you want me to do? I'm not free. I don't feel like I'm free. And it's by instinct that we want to feel free. And by freedom, I mean I have the free will to do and choose what I want. I have the free will to convey and act and continue into whatever I am in whichever major I'm going through, whichever specialization, because this is my passion. This is where I feel I can really give. This is where I feel that I can really succeed and be such a good, really a fruitful, good person, helpful in the society. But if you keep pushing me as a parent or whatever, and I have to do whatever you want me to be, this is like canceling me. I would feel like you're just letting me do what you want. I would feel like you want another copy of you, or you want me to be the things that you couldn't do in your life. Parents think that this is the best way because, yes, parents want us to be in the best position. Parents want us to be the best version of themselves. They want us to start where they ended, and that's perfect. This is no problem about this. It's really good and goodwill. But the point is how to do that. You would just supervise. You would just like advise from a little bit distance. Give the kids the space and let them really choose what they want. Let them see the difference between what you're telling them and what they have. Let them see it. If they see it, they will start doing it their way. In this case, you wouldn't need to tell them you're perfect. You wouldn't need them to be, because there are lots of A+ students, whether in school, university, whatever, but they are not really happy. And they are not really giving to themselves their character, their personality. They go and run into depression because they feel they are not good enough no matter what they do, even though I'm an A+ student and I'm the first at my class or whatever. And then when I'm not happy in my life, day-to-day life even, I start like catching bad eating habits. I can start like attracting toxic relationships. And that would be really destructive. So what's the point of being perfect? What's perfect after all? There's nothing called perfect, you know?
Right. Also another important issue when it comes to spending your leisure time or recreation or summer vacation is that at a certain age, especially the early ages, when you are a kid, before the teenage years, some parents would direct their kids to do more useful things like work in summer, like go join some games or hang out with some other kids of an elderly age. And then later on, they would discover that that person is deprived of his childhood. I mean, how important is living your age, doing the recreational issues that are supposed to cope with your own age, even if you're playing in the sand or playing in the mud or doing silly things. Is it important for the kid, or they should only seek the serious life?
No, of course, it's very, very important. It's extremely important just to be who you are. It's one of the things. That's what we were talking about at the beginning, and that's what we said about the point of freedom and acceptance. By accepting your kid, he accepts himself. By giving him the freedom to choose, he will choose whatever his instinct would direct him to it. And being a kid, younger age, he would definitely choose being out in nature, playing in the sand, playing with the mud, whatever, doing whatever he feels like doing, you know. He knows, he would listen to his body. He would learn to listen to whatever he needs, to his needs, the body needs, the soul, whatever it is, he would start to make a reaction to it. He would respond to it. But by putting them in a certain place, telling them what to do, at the end of the day, this is restrictions. Any restriction would not give you a healthy individual later on at the society. Because kids just grow up to be the ones who are really interactive in the society. So if you want to have healthy, productive, and really good giving individuals in the society, you need to have and raise up the kids in a healthy way. And healthy means free. Free does not mean that you let them do whatever they want and they are not responsible. No, I mean it's free to choose within the limits and within the scope of that they are safe and they are okay and they are learning and they are picking up on whatever you're showing them to pick up in the correct pace for them.
Right. Another important factor is building the sense of responsibility at an early age with kids. So how important is it that at their summer vacation they might be better for them to learn how to help their fathers in the garden, in running the errands, taking some minor responsibilities with their dads or their elderly brothers, helping their single mom probably, doing things instead of her, helping inside the house. I mean, is that good for kids, or should we push them to also participate in responsibility with parents?
Actually, we build this sense of responsibility in the kids ever since they are very, very young. Maybe at the age of 3 or 4, okay? We don't ask for them to do really big errands, but just something suitable for their age, for their capability, for their motor skills, okay? We would just ask them to do something. Would you please get me a cup of water from the kitchen or anything? I mean, anything, just as tiny as that example, to just give them the sense of feeling for others. I would say it's responsibility and empathy, because if I feel that you are tired now as a mother or as a father, and I can start feeling and admire and really appreciate whatever you're doing for me. If I don't have this sense, no matter what you do for me, I would not be grateful. I would not really feel about it. I would turn into a person who I would call greedy at an extreme point, because this person just sees what he wants, and he does not see himself responsible at any point of doing anything or giving a hand or feeling for the other person in front of him.
Right.
And again, this won't be okay, because at the end of the day, he is going to be also a citizen, and the citizen will be a father, a mother in turn. How would he participate in this?
Right. Dr. Nazly Tawfik, you're a family relations and human development expert. Would like to thank you so much, and you have a good day. And by this, we come to the end of this edition of The Breakfast Show. Many thanks to all of you. Until we see you again tomorrow morning, that's a goodbye.